Give me the mouse.
Mouse. Ah, yes.
Okay.
That's
much better.
There
There you go. There's that back.
Hello.
Is it me you're looking for? That's not what that's supposed to say.
What does it say?
Changing that means nothing unless we're on
Right.
Twitch.
That's a good point. Good point. It's just... Okay.
What'd you call it?
I called it Sandbox Saturday 10916. We have a viewer.
Oh my gosh!
Hello.
We have story time.
Me. That was from last time.
That was from last time.
There we go.
Yeah. Today we have story time. Recap time.
Yep.
And other times.
Okay.
Game title: Fallout 4.
Sweet.
Even your phone's like, guys, you could just... I mean, if you just go to Twitch, everything will
Right,
just
I'm
be
like,
done.
my phone, what are you doing to me? We're trying to be decisive, be decisive.
Yep. And the phone was clearly being decisive for us.
Right, it's like, you should,
You guys should go Twitch. Okay, I think everything's done on there.
Okay.
Let me go back to this. Refresh. I will post the link to you, so you can post it where it needs to go.
Okay.
Where are you? There you are. I'll post it to the Destiny people.
It's the same link each time or no?
Streaming time. I don't know. Might be.
Okay.
It could be. You never know.
That's why I'm wondering, like, does it give us a different address each time we try and stream, or is it always the same
I'm
one?
pretty sure it's the same address every time.
Okay. That's cool. That would be useful.
I'm about 90% sure.
Okay.
Don't quote me on that.
Okay.
It's time for some streaming. 'Cause why not?
Whenever I get your text message, I'll definitely put it somewhere.
Have you not gotten it yet? Gosh, why does your phone suck?
I don't know. My phone still says I'm trying to send you a message. Did you get both of those messages? Hey, there it is. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, I got some of the messages he sent. One or two. I mean, I'm not quite sure there.
Mm-hmm.
Oi. Oi, oi, oi.
I just need to copy this.
Copy paste.
Copy.
Copy pasta. I need to grab the book. Otherwise, you really can't have story time. And we're on chapter 5. Because Monkey's ready to give a little recap of what happened.
The recap you're gonna get is not gonna be super great. Because I only remember the things that I thought were stand out to me, so it's gonna be weird.
Is the only thing you're gonna put is when the rat got pushed over and ran over by the cart?
No. I remember there being like this pirate rat king who's all like, "Sup guys, I'm the god of war," and then he just rolls into town and it's like, "Guys, soon I will destroy the world." And they're like, "Oh no," and then also there happened to be this little mouse who was like, "Hey guys, how's it going?" And it's like, "You silly little mousey, you go do some chores or something."
That's not at all.
That's what I remember.
That's actually pretty good for you
Right.
because you were playing Fallout at the time.
Right.
So it's
And there was an
actually
abbot. Religious.
it's Abby.
Yeah, yeah.
That's very good. Yes, I will also post to Twitter. Because who doesn't want to go to Twitter? And Monkey posts to Facebook. It's story time again on Channel of Holding. The Channel of Holding. Paste. Come hang out as we play Fallout 4. Correction. Hashtag Fallout 4. Don't, dang it. Don't Coke hang out. Come hang out. And read a story. Ba-bow. You ready?
Almost. Gotta get to my hashtags. Hashtag Fallout 4. Hashtag Redwall. Hashtag Channel of Holding. Hashtag Sandbox Saturday.
So how's it going?
I misspelled Saturday.
How do you... Never mind.
I have fat fingers.
Get a bigger phone. For your big fingers.
Did it!
Sweet!
There we go.
Let's do this.
Yeah!
I mean, you gotta do the intro.
Welcome, welcome everyone to another episode of the Channel of Holding livestream.
Yeah. This is Sandbox Saturday that Monkey keeps forgetting. Because he doesn't pay attention to the titles of our shows.
No, I definitely remember it. I just wanted to let you introduce it. I wanted to give you the opportunity
You're a liar!
to introduce it. I'm Monkey,
I'm Cody.
and yeah, today we are doing some of that Sandbox Saturday.
Yeah! Where, for as long as we're reading Redwall,
Uh-huh.
we're gonna be playing Fallout 4.
Yeah.
So, warning, it's Fallout 4. There's blood and gore and
Right.
shenanigans.
Absolutely.
We are our language is family friendly, but what is on screen may not be.
Right.
Or it may be.
Correct.
But it's Fallout, so probably not.
Yeah, probably not.
You've been warned.
Yep.
And today we're going to start off with Saturday with story time with
Yeah.
Redwall.
Absolutely.
Because I like Redwall.
Nice.
Monkey, do you want to give a quick recap of what happened of chapters 1 through 4?
Alright, so here's what I remember of chapters 1 through 4. Alright.
This will not be good.
So there was a little mousey, and he's like, "Sup, I'm a mousey." And then there's this abbot dude who's all like, "Sup, you're a mousey. You should do things." And he's like, "Okay," but he's like, "But the stories of the things in a statue." And then he's like, "Chores," and he's like, "Okay, I'll do chores." And then after that, then there was like this god of war rat who's all like, "I am the bilgest of bilge rats," and he's like, "I am awesome and totally boss, and I am the scourge of the world, destruction, havafav." And then he's like, also a pirate. And then he's like, "Yeah." That's what I remember.
So we were in... Okay, hold on.
That's what I remember happening.
Of course it was. So, we were introduced to our Luke Skywalker.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
We were introduced to the little mouse.
Yep.
And the basic setting of the abbot.
Yeah.
And we were also introduced to the villain
Yep.
who came into town and was basically going to go rawr, as Monkey put it
Yeah.
earlier. Because Monkey.
Yep.
Yeah, so they're basically... And currently they're having a feast
Uh-huh.
at the banquet with some big old fish.
Yeah.
Fishtown's actually really good right
Oh,
now.
right, they were doing that. Yeah, I remember that now. And there was the otters, and they were all like, "Sup, guys? We're otters. We're awesome." And they're like, "Okay." Yeah.
Yeah, they were the clown gestures.
Yeah, those ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those what otters are.
Nice.
They're the entertainers.
Sweet.
And nothing else.
Oh.
That's
Oh.
right. Yep. And it was Clooney.
Clooney?
That's the evil rat.
Right. George Clooney, Evil Rat, Bilgewater.
And from now on, Clooney will now be played by George Clooney.
Yep.
We increased our budget to have him,
To have George Clooney on the show.
but only to play as Clooney.
Oh, man, that would be
That
great.
would be great. I'd be fine with that. If you want to hire somebody to come read these,
Sure.
like an actor, and be like, all right, you read this book.
As soon as we can afford to do that, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to turn this down.
Okay.
So, there's no giant explosions, when it's like, we're running through the fields.
Oh,
And it's like, okay, so there were also mini nukes.
yeah. Uh-huh.
So while you're reading this, if you're picturing really nice meadows and mini nukes in the background,
Right.
other hand, then bonus points to you, sir, and or madam.
Right.
So,
Cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
just checking all the equipment real quick. Okay, we good.
Oh yeah, everything going super nice.
As Monkey finds the super duper mark.
I found the super duper mark.
It's not like I'm stalling at all.
Definitely not. Because you know what it's going to be like to read for 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Yeah!
All right, so let's start with chapter 5.
Okay.
Down in the cavern hole, the great feast had slackened off. So had a lot of belts. Redwall mice and their guests sat back replete. There were still great quantities of food uneaten. Abbot Mortimer whispered in Friar Hugo's ear, "Friar, I want you to pack up a large sack of food, hazelnuts, cheese, bread, cakes, anything that you see fit. Give it to Mrs. Churchmouse, as secretly as you can without attracting any attention. Poverty is an ugly specter when a mousewife has as many mouths to feed as she does. Oh, and be sure that her husband doesn't suspect what you are doing. John Churchmouse may be poor, but he is also proud. In fear he might not accept charitable gifts." Hugo nodded knowingly and wobbled off, to do as the abbot told him to. Cornflower and Matthias had become quite close friends. They were young mice of the same age. Though their temperaments were different, they found something in common. An interest in Tim and Tess, the twin church mice. And I almost said Tim. They had passed a pleasant evening joking and playing games with little creatures. Tess had clambered onto Matthias's lap and fallen asleep, whereupon baby Tim had likewise in the velvety fur of Cornflower. She smiled at Matthias as she stroked Tim's small head. "Ah, bless these little paws. Don't they look so peaceful?" Matthias nodded contentedly in agreement. Colin Vole tithered aloud and remarked rather foolishly, "Oh, would you look at Matthias and Cornflower there? Ah, nursing those two babies like they were old wedded couple. Well, crumble my bank." Crumble my bank?
Make him poor.
Oh,
You take all his money
sure.
or something like that. That's what I assume.
I
I can't say for certain, but that's what it sounds like to me.
Okay. Brother Alf reprimanded him sharply. "Here now, you keep the latch on that silly tongue of yours, Colin Vole. Don't you know that someday Matthias will be a Redwall mouse? Don't let me hear you slandering young Cornflower. She's a decent mouse with a good family. Mark my words, Master Vole, I could say a thing or two about your mom and dad. Only last evening I saw you playing Catch the Bulrush with that young harvest mouse. What's her name now? Collinville blushed until his nose went dry. He flounced off and, swishing his tail, muttering about going outside to take the air. Matthias caught a nodding glance from the abbot, excusing himself to Cornflower. He deposited the sleeping Tess gently upon the chair and went across to him. "Ah, Matthias, my son, here you are. Did you enjoy my Jubilee feast?" "Yes, thank you, father," Matthias replied. "Good, good," chuckled the abbot. "Now I was going to ask Brother Alf or Edmund to go on a special errand, but they are no longer young mice, and both look quite worried at this late hour. So I thought I might ask my chief grayling catcher to carry us on this special task." Matthias could not help standing a bit taller. "Say the word, and I'm your mouse, sir." The abbot leaned forward and spoke confidently. "Do you see the church mouse family? Well, it's such a long way back to their home for them on foot. Good heavens, and there are so many of them. I thought it would be a splendid idea if you were to drive them home in the abbot cart, along with any others going that way. Constance Badger would pull the cart, of course, while you could act as a guide and bodyguard. Take a good stout staff with you, Matthias." The young mouse needed no second bidding. Drawing himself up to his full height, he saluted in a smart military fashion. "Leave it to me, Father Abbot. Old Constance is a bit slow thinking. Dang. I'll take complete responsibility." The abbot shook with silent laughter as he watched Matthias march off into a soldier-like swagger. Flip-flop, flip-flop, he trapped with his flat tail. "Oh dear, I'll give that young mouse some sandals that aren't so big," the abbot said to himself the second time that day.
Nice.
Yeah, let's call the badger the slow thinking one.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, what a stroke of luck. Fancy Cornflower's family living so close to the church mouse abode. Matthias was only too glad to offer them a lift home. Would Miss Cornflower like... Would Miss Cornflower like to sit next to him? She most certainly would. Cornflower's parents sat inside the cart, her mom helping Mrs. Churchmouse with the little ones, and her dad chatted away with John Churchmouse as they shared a pipe of old Brecon Twist. Don't smoke, kids. Friar Hugo came out and dumped a bulky sack next to Mrs. Churchmouse. Abbott says to thank you for the loan of bowls and tablecloths, ma'am. The fat friar gave him a huge wink. "All comfy back there?" called Matthias. "Right, off we go, Constance." The big badger trundled the cart away as they called their good nights. She nodded at Methuselah. Awesome name.
Mm-hmm.
The ancient gatekeeper mouse. As the cart rolled out into the road, a silver golden moon looked down at the star-pierced summer night. Matthias gazed upward, feeling as if they were slowly turning with the cart. My bad. Let's go back. Feeling as if they were slowly turning with the silent earth. Peace was all about him. The baby mice inside the cart whimpered fitfully in their small secret dreams. Constance ambled slowly along, as though she were out at a nighttime stroll pulling no weight at all. The stout ash staff lay forgotten on the footboard. Cornflower dozed against Matthias's shoulder. She could hear the gentle lull of her father's voice and that of John Churchmouse, blending with the hum of the nocturnal insects from the meadow and the hedges of the balmy summer night. The summer of the late rose. Cornflower turned the words over in her mind, dreamily thinking of an old rambler that bloomed in the Abbey gardens. Normally, it was full of red flowers by now, but this year, some unknown reason, it had chosen to flower late. It was covered in dormant young rosebuds, even now, well into June. A thing that happened only infrequently, and usually heralded an extra long, hot summer. Old Methuselah could only remember 3 of which these summers could last a lifetime. Accordingly, he had advised that to be marked on the calendar in the Abbey Chronicles, the summer of the late rose. Cornflower's head sank lower in sleep. I like that. I'm gonna have to steal that for D&D.
Oh yeah,
Summer of the Late Rose.
yeah, that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. It's like this writer dude knew what he was doing.
Gasp.
The old cart rolled on gently down the long, dusty road. They were now over halfway to the ruined church of St. Ninian, where John Churchmouse lived, and as his father, grandfather, great-grandfather, great-great-grandfather, great-great-great-grandfather, and great-great-great-great-grandfather before him. Matthias had fallen into a deep slumber. Even Constance was unable to stop her eyelids from drooping. She went slower and slower. It was as if the little cart and its little occupants were caught in a magic spell of an enchanted summer night.
Ooh.
Suddenly, without warning, they were roused by the thunder of hooves. Nobody could determine which direction the sound was coming from. It seemed to fill the very air about them and gathered momentum. The ground began tumbling and rumbling with noise. Some sixth sense warned Constance to get off the road at hiding place. The powerful badger gave a mighty heave. Her blunt claws churned the outside soil, and she propelled the cart through a gap in the hawthorn edge. Down to the slope of the ditches she dug her paws in, holding the cart still and secure while John Churchmouse and Cornflower's father jumped out and hedged the wheels firmly upon the stones. Matthias grasped with shock as a giant horse galloped past, its mane streaming out, eyes rolling in panic. It was towing a hay cart with bouncy wild from side to side. Matthias could see rats among the hay. These were no ordinary rats. They were huge, ragged rodents, bigger than they had ever seen. Heavy tattooed arms weaved a variety of weapons. Pikes, knives, spears, long rusty cutlasses. Standing boldly on the back where'd it go? The backboard of the hay cart was the biggest, fiercest, most evil-looking rat that has ever slunk outside of a nightmare. In one claw he grasped a long pole with a ferret's head spiked to... Oh, dang.
Wow.
With a ferret's head spiked to it. While on the other, his thick, enormous tail would crack like a whip. Laughing madly and yelling strange curses, he swayed to and fro skillfully as the horse wagon cluttered off down the road into the night. As suddenly as they had become, they were gone. Matthias walked out into the road, staff in hand. Stray wisps of hay strayed down behind him. His legs trembled uncontrollably. Constance hauled the Abbey cart back onto the road. Cornflower was helping her mother and Mrs. Churchmouse to calm the little ones. Together they stood in the cart, tracked among the still settling dust. Did you see that? I saw it, but I don't believe it. What in heavens was that? What in hell, more like. All those rats, such big ones, too. Aye, and that one in the back, he looked like the devil himself. Seeing Matthias still stunned by all that has happened, Constance took over the leadership. She wheeled the cart around. I think we'd best head back to the Abbey, she said firmly. Father Abbott will be wanting to know about this straight away. Knowing that the Badger has far more experience than him, Matthias assumed the role of second in command. Right. Cornflower, get in the cart and take charge of the mothers and the babies, he said. Mr. Fieldmouse, Mr. Churchmouse, up front with Constance, please. Silently, the mice did as they were ordered. The cart moved off, and Matthias positioned on the back, providing a rear guard. The young mouse gripped his staff tightly, and his back to the charges, fencing down the road in the direction of the hay cart had taken.
That's chapter 5.
Nice.
As things get intense with the
Devil rat riding the horses down to wherever they're going.
Right.
Meanwhile, as I look up and see some feral ghouls, alright, that's fitting.
Yeah, I'm like, this isn't actually too different.
Post-apocalyptic mice, post-apocalyptic feral ghouls. I mean, it's really just the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, look, there's gas you can ignite.
Yeah, I saw that on the ground. I'm like, is this gonna blow up on me?
You should shoot it and find out.
I don't have any. Well, I have ammo now. Didn't for a while.
Yeah, so you have ammo. You can spare one.
Yeah, I think not. Just in case.
Just, okay.
Well, in that case, since Monkey's gonna be all lame... Oh, get out of the way. So Monkey's gonna be lame and not gonna, see if fire goes off. We'll read chapter 6.
Okay.
What about the laser? No, okay, anyways. The horse had gotten away safely. It was the hay cart that suffered the most damage, bolting recklessly from side to side down the road. The blinkered animal failed to see the twin stone gateposts at the right. Skidding crazily, the cart smashed into the uprights. There was a loud splittering of shafts as the horse careered onwards, trailing in its rake reins. Tracers and shattered timber. His lightning reflexes serving him well. Clooney leaped clear. He landed cat-like on all fours as the hay cart upended in the roadside ditch. Buckled wheels spinning awkwardly. Feeling braced after his mad ride, the subsequent narrow escape, Clooney strode into the ditch's edge. The distressed cries of those trapped beneath the cart reached his ears. He spat contemptuously, narrowing on one good eye. Come on and get out of here. You cringing load of cat mints. Okay. Red Tooth, Dark Claw. Report to me and I'll get your skulls for Skittles.
Apparently, he got all those mice from the Dark Brotherhood.
Nice.
Clooney's two Hintrax pulled themselves from the ditch, shaking their heads dazedly. Crack! Slash! The whip-like tail brought them swiftly to his side. Three Leg and Scratch are dead, Chief. Dead as dirt. The car crushed them, Chief. Stupid fools, snarled Clooney. Serves them right. What about the rest? Old Wormtail lost a paw. Some of the others are really hurt. Clooney sneered. Well, they'll get over it, and suffer worse by the time I'm done with them. They're getting too fat and sluggish by the tripes. They'd not last 5 minutes in a storm at sea. Come on, you dead and alive ragbags. Get up and gather round. Rat struggled from the ditch and the cart, frantic to obey the harsh commands as quickly as possible. They crowded about the undamaged gateposts, about their leader had chosen as a perch. None dared to cry or complain about their hurts, who could predict the mood of the warlord as is. Right. Cock your lungs up and listen up to me, Clooney snarled. First, we've got to find out where we've docked. Let's take a bearing on the place. Red Tooth held up his claw. The Church of St. Ninians, Chief. It's so on the notice board over yonder. Well, no matter, Clooney snapped. It'll do as a berth until we find something better. Fangburn. Cheese thief. Here, Chief. Cheese thief.
I mean, why not?
The parents have set him on the path when it's like, welcome, child, cheese thief you shall be.
Maybe it's a nickname.
I'm pretty sure it was a nickname, but I also like the idea of the parents naming him cheese thief from the start.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Scout the area. See if you can find a better lodging for us than this heap of rubble. Trail back to the west. I think we've passed a big place on the way. Aye, aye, Chief. Frog blood. Scum nose. Chief? Take 50 soldiers and see if you can round up any rats that know the lay of the land. Get big, strong rats. But bring along weasels, strouts, and ferrets, too. They'll do us in a pinch. Mind now, don't stand for arguments. Smash their dens up so they won't have a home to worry about. If they refuse to join up, kill them there and then. Understood? All clear, Chief. Ragir, Mangfur. Take 20 rats and forage for supplies. The rest of you get inside the church. Redtooth, Darklaw, check their armor. See if any of these things can be used as weapons. Iron spike railings. They're useful enough for them to get a court or a churchyard jump to it. Clooney had arrived.
Nice.
That was chapter 6.
Yeah.
Clooney getting all his people together.
Mm-hmm. It's about to be go time.
Let's go time.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, chapter 7.
Mm-hmm.
Matthias had never stayed up all night in his life. What kind of teenage mouse is this? One who lives at a church.
Yeah.
Okay. He was just a bit tired, but strangely excited. A great event seemed to have been set in motion by this news. Immediately upon being informed of the haycart incident, the abbot had insisted upon calling a special council meeting of all Redwall creatures. Once again, Cavern Hole was packed to the doors, but by this time it was for the purpose of very different than a feast. Constance and Matthias stood in front of the council of elders. All of them have a hum of whispers and muttering. Abbot Mortimer called order by ringing a small bell. Pay attention, everyone. Constance and Matthias, would you please tell the council what you saw tonight on the road of St. Ninians? As clear as they could, the badger and the young mouse related the incident to the rat-infested haycart. The council began questioning them. Rats, you say, Matthias? What type of rat? Inquired Sister Clements. Big ones, Matthias replied, though I'm afraid I didn't say what kind they were or where they had came from. What about you, Constance? Well, I remember my old granddad once knew a sea rat. Going by his description, I'd say that's the one we're looking at. And how many would you say there were of these rats? Father Abbot asked. Couldn't say for sure, Father Abbot. There must have been hundreds. Matthias? Ah, yes, Father. I'd agree with Constance, at least 400. Dang.
Yeah.
Did you notice anything else about them, Constance? Indeed I did, Father Abbot. My badger senses told me right off that these were very bad and evil rats. The badger's statement caused uproar and shouts. Nonsense! Pure speculation! And that's right, give a rat a bad name! I don't know why it was a 1920s news reporter, but...
Yeah, give him a bad name, man. Yeah.
And apparently a gangster.
Yeah, you see? Yeah. Yeah. It's probably because of Fallout. That's my excuse.
30 years...
Shh, 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 Fallout. It's close enough.
Okay.
It's the right century.
Without even thinking, Matthias raised a paw and shouted aloud. Constance is right. I could feel it myself. There was one huge hut with a ferret skull on a pole. I got a good look at it, and he was seeing some horrible monster. In the silence that followed, the abbot rose and confronted Matthias. Stooping slightly, he stared into the young mouse's bright eyes. Think carefully, my son. Was there anything special you noticed about this rat? Matthias thought for a moment. Everyone was watching him. He was much bigger than the others, Father. What else? Think, Matthias. I remember. He only had one eye. Right? Or left? Left, I think. Yes, it was the left, Father. Now, can you recall anything about his tail? I certainly can. Matthias squeaked. It must have been the longest tail of any rat alive. He held it with his claw and used it like a whip. The abbot paced up and down before turning to the assembly. Twice in my lifetime have I heard travelers speak of this rat. He bears a name that a fox would have been afraid to whisper in the darkness of the midnight. Clooney the Scourge, played by George Clooney. A deathly hush fell upon the creatures in Cavern Hole. Clooney the Scourge. Surely not. He was only the kind of folk legend, a warning used by mothers and their youngsters who were treacherous and disobedient. Go to sleep or Clooney will get you. Eat up your dinner, or Clooney will come. Come in this instance, or I'll tell Clooney. George Clooney will come after you.
Mm-hmm. He be on you.
He wants your biscuits. Most creatures didn't even know what Clooney was. He was just some sort of boogeyman that lived in the bad dreams and the dark corners of imagination. The silence was broken by scornful snorts and derisive laughter. Furry elbows nudged down your ribs. Mice were beginning to smile from sheer relief. Clooney the Scourge, indeed! Feeling slightly abashed, Matthias and Constance looked pleadingly towards the abbot for support. Abbot Mortimer's old face was stern and shook the bell vigorously for silence. Mice of Redwall, I see that there are those among you who doubt the words of your abbot. The quiet but authoritative words caused an embarrassed shuffling from the council of elders. Brother Joseph stood up and cleared his throat. Good, Father Abbot. We all respect your words and look for your guidance. But really, Sister Clemence stood up smiling. She spread her paws wide. Perhaps Clooney is coming to get us for staying up so late. A roar of laughter greeted the ironic words. Constance's back hairs bristled. She gave an angry growl, followed by a fierce bark. The mice huddled together with a fright nobody had ever seen a snarling, angry badger at a council meeting. That's a good reason for everyone to get quiet. Before they could recover, Constance was up on her hind legs having her say. I've never seen such a pack of empty-headed ninnies. Those are some strong fighting words there.
Right. Mm-hmm.
You should all be ashamed of yourselves, giggling like silly little otter cubs that have caught a beetle. I never thought I'd live to see the elders of Redwall acting this way. Constance hunched her heavy shoulders and glared about with a ferocity that set them trembling. Now you listen to me. Take heed of your Father Abbot as he has to say. The next creature who utters one squeak will answer to me. Is that understood? The badger bowed low in dignified manner, gesturing with her massive blunt paw. The floor is yours, Father Abbot. Thank you, Constance, my good and faithful friend, the abbot murmured. He looked about him, shaking his head gravely. I have little more to say on the subject, but as I see that you still need convincing, here is my proposal. We will send 2 mice out to relieve the gatehouse. Let me see. Yes, brothers Rufus and George. Would you kindly go take over for Brother Methuselah? Again, coolest name.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Send him in here to me. Tell him to bring the Traveler's Record volumes, not the present issue, but the old editions where we're used to the past years. Rufus and George, both solid-looking, sensible mice, took their leave with a formal bow to the abbot. Through a high-slitted window, Matthias could see the rosy pink and gold fingers of dawn stealing down the cavern hole as the candles began to flicker and smoke into stubs. All in the space of a night events had moved from feastly to a crisis. And he, Matthias, had taken a major role in both. First the big grayling, then the sighting of the cart. Large happenings for a small mouse. Old Brother Methuselah had kept the Abbey records for as long as any creature could remember. It was his life's work for consuming in passion. Besides the official chronicle of Redwall, he also kept to his own personal volume, full of valuable information. Traveling creatures, migrating birds, wandering foxes, rambling squirrels, and glorious hares. They all stopped and chatted with the old mouse, partaking of his hospitality, never dreaming of hurting him in any way. Methuselah had the gift of tongues. He could understand any creature, even a bird. He was an extraordinary old mouse. who lived with company of his volumes in the solitude of the great house. Seated in Father Abbott's own chair, Methuselah took his spectacles for a moss-bark case. Dang.
Mm-hmm.
That's an old case when even moss is growing on your glasses case.
Right. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. Carefully, he perched them onto the bridge of his nose. All gathered round to hear as he opened a record book and spoke in a squeaky, barely above a whisper. My Lord Abbot Cedric? It is Cedric, isn't it? Oh, botheration. You'll be the new Abbot Mortimer, the one who came after Cedric. Oh, dear me. I see so many of them come and go, you know. My Lord Abbot Mortimer and members of Redwall, I refer to the record of winter 6 years back. Here the ancient mouse took a while to leave through the pages. Yes, here it is. Late November, year of the small sweet chestnut. From a frozen sparrowhawk came down far from the north. Peculiar chap spoke with a strange accent. I repeared through his pen, Father, news of a mine disaster caused by a large savage sea rat of an extraordinary tale. It seems that this rat, Clooney, they called him, wanted to settle his army in the mine. The badgers and other creatures who owned the mine drove them out. Clooney returned by night, and his band of rats gnawed away an undetermined amount of wood. This caused the mine to collapse the next day, killing the owners. Brother Methuselah closed the volume and looked over his glasses in assembly. I have no need to read further. I can recite other misdeeds from memory. As the hordes of Clooney the Scourge have moved southwards over the past 6 years, I have gathered intelligence of other incidents. A farmhouse set alight later that same year. Piglets, an entire litter of them eaten alive by rats. Oh dear. Sickness, disease spread through livestock herds by Clooney's armies. There was even a report brought to me a few years ago about a town dog. Army of rats stampeded a herd of cows through a village, causing chaos and much destruction. Methuselah halted and blinked over his spectacles. And you dare doubt the word of our abbot, that Clooney the Scourge exists? What idiotic mice you are, to be sure. Methuselah's words caused widespread consternation. There was much agitated nibbling of paws. Nobody could doubt he spoke the truth. He was already old and wise, and the most elderly among them was a blind, hairless mite. Okay. Pulling and weaning for feed from its mother. Oh my whiskers, what a mess. Hadn't we better pack up and move? Maybe Clooney will spare us. Oh dear, what shall we do? Matthias sprang to the middle of the floor, brandishing his staff, and that would surprise even him. Do? He cried. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll be ready. Silly young mice. The abbot could not help shake his head in admiration. It seemed that young Matthias had hidden depths. Why, thank you, Matthias, he said. I could not have put it better myself. That's exactly what we'll do. We'll be ready. And that's where we will end it at the end of chapter 7.
Nice.
Yeah. So now people are going to start getting ready to fight off Clooney the Scourge.
Yay!
Woo! And the only thing that I have an issue with that book is when it's like, alright, no more quote marks. Now there's quote marks. Now there's no more quote marks.
Right.
Yep. Alright, so that was chapters 5, 6, and 7.
Nice.
Which means next week we will come back on chapter 8.
Sweet.
Yep, now it's Monkey's turn for the next part of the show.
Huzzah!
It's not my job now.
Cool. So, How's it going?
Did you forget what the next part was?
No, so the next part is we have two different things we can go to.
And
So the plan was to do like a weekly recap.
yeah.
And then also to have little segments where we teach each other something. Or we teach something. Sort of like a callback
Okay.
to the Teaching While Talking series.
Sure.
Right.
Thanks for the heads up, buddy.
Right. Well, I mean, we had talked about this before.
We talked about it, but you never made any plans.
Correct.
All you said was this was an idea.
Yeah.
You didn't say, this is what we're doing.
Right. So, with that in mind, what we're gonna...
Dear God, your inventory.
I know, that's why I'm like, alright, I'm gonna equip some stuff and then I'm gonna throw everything else in the place.
Well, you scrap it all.
Oh. Why would I do that?
Because you get parts to upgrade your gear.
But I want it.
What possible use could you have for 8 sack hoods with straps?
It looks cool. Don't question me.
I'm sorry that I'm questioning your questionable management of your inventory.
I can do what I want.
Fat. Alright, so what are we gonna do?
Alright, so I figured what we would do. We would start off with weekly recap for now.
Yep.
And then we'll go into like a
Someone did not give me any heads up.
right a proto test just to like just to be like, all right, can we just talk about something for a while?
Yeah.
And then this way, like, there's no real expectation this time. It's just because obviously, you know, like it
Okay.
sort of sprung on you, but
Yeah, that's fine. If you didn't spring something on me, I was gonna spring something on you.
oh, okay, that's cool, I
Yeah.
guess.
Top 5. You can do a top 5 list off the top of your head, right?
I could probably come up with in not particular any order.
No, it has to be in order.
See, I don't know if I could do that one.
See, now this is what happens when you spring things onto people.
Uh huh.
All right, so
Yep.
weekly recap.
Weekly recap.
How
Here we
was
go.
your week?
My week was pretty solid.
Nice. What'd you do?
I chilled out most of the time.
Yep.
I see, I started playing some games some more, which is actually like strangely enough for me, that's actually like an improvement.
That is normally you don't play a lot of games.
Right, because the thing is, I have all these games.
You normally just watch them.
Right. But as I'm coming out of recovery, like I'm still in recovery, but as I'm like
Yeah.
improving, I actually have enough energy to like play games.
Good.
Yeah.
That's a big improvement.
Yep. Yeah.
You could just put all that stuff in there.
That's what I'm gonna do with it. That's where I got it from.
Oh. Why would you? All right, go on. Go on.
I literally just pick up everything. Oh, I accidentally put something in there I needed.
You did not need it.
It was something I had equipped.
That doesn't mean you need it. So yeah, so you've had enough strength to actually, play the games instead of just watching them.
Right. Yep.
Any game in particular you've been playing?
I have been playing some Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Yep. Which has a very, very funny saying in it that we can't say on.
Right, exactly. One moment, I gotta check something. Left arm, right leg, left leg, chest.
You need a left arm.
I
You
have
need
a
a right arm.
Right arm. That's
And a
what
right
I'm looking
leg.
for. Right. Right. Sure. And then left leg.
Yep.
Something that looks like a good left leg. Back up this way.
Yeah. I mean, you have a bunch of leather stuff.
Right. Looking to see if I have anything. Right leg? I have
Right
a
leg.
But I already have a right leg. I need a left leg.
No, you have a left leg.
I have a leg. I'm
You have
good.
a left and a right leg.
Oh, I'm good.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh, okay. Neato.
Yeah. Burrito. Alright, so what games? So Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Yep.
You've been playing.
Yep. Been playing some Xenoblade Chronicles X.
Something I thought we could have on our channel, but after Monkey described a certain thing, not quite so certain anymore.
Well, okay, so the
Alright,
person...
I mean, we're playing Fallout.
Right.
So...
Yeah.
Go on.
Yeah, I'm really enjoying it. So, I am finding that I really like games that basically are animes. Like,
What gave you that clue? It's not like every game
Well-
you keep telling about isn't straight up an anime.
Alright, so...
Dynasty Warriors,
Alright.
anime.
Yes.
Every Dynasty Warriors spinoff ever,
Yes.
anime.
Right.
Azura's Wrath, anime.
But there was a time, actually, in my life, especially, like, in high school, where I wanted, like, realistic games.
Like what?
I don't know. I was super into, like, more realistic stuff.
Like what?
Like Rainbow Six. Or, like, really tactical shooters or stuff where, like, you get shot once and you die, and so you have to be really,
Really, really careful.
Yeah.
Why can't you treat Destiny that way?
Because I'm different now.
Now that would be funny. All right, Monkey. If you're shot, you're dead.
That would be pretty crazy.
That would be.
Yep.
I don't think that would go very well in Destiny.
No. Especially not in Destiny.
No. Sidearm.
Boo. Oh no!
All right. So,
Yes.
are there anything else other than Xenoblade Chronicles X?
That's mostly what I've been playing.
Mm-hmm.
I have also been playing... No, I think that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else been going on over the week? Other than, I mean, you got a haircut today.
Right, I got a haircut today.
Yep.
Yeah, it's feeling good. I am planning on starting to work out again.
Nice. Same here.
I just got to get, like, that, you know, that initial, like, oomph to get going. Because I know, I'll get more energy once I start doing it.
Oh yeah, like that's one of the big things that, along with working out, taking care of your joints and a couple other things, it gets easier once you get started.
Right.
Once you keep going.
Yeah.
Like one thing I want to do is I want to go down to the park
Uh-huh.
and like walk or run around the park for a while.
Yeah.
But it's one of those things where it's like, hey, it's cold out. And I don't have anyone else that wants to go.
Sure. I get that.
So I guess I'll just sit and, play
Mhm.
Fallout.
Right.
Plus, I mean, people get lazier in the winter.
That is true.
Yeah.
That happens.
Not an excuse, just a thing that happens.
It's something worth noting that
Yeah.
it is a case. It's something that happens.
Yeah, working on it.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So wanting to get back to working out, work
Yep.
on your recovery some more, playing some video games.
Yeah. Been invited to a few things. I'm gonna hang out with Jeffrey, my younger brother, tomorrow.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's why Monkey's ditching our D&D game.
Yeah. We're gonna have like.
But didn't tell me till like yesterday.
Well, that's 'cause my family's all like, "Hey, we were planning on doing it this day. It'll work better if we do it this day." Okay. We changed our mind. It'll work better on this other day. Okay.
Remember, Monkey,
Okay.
be decisive. Be decisive.
I tried. I
Hey,
tried.
try harder.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah.
Anything else going on this past week?
I have. What was I doing? I think I was sorting out my list of things that, like, as I'm restructuring how I want to, like, improve, continue recovery, all that
Yeah.
stuff. Been sorting out stuff like that. So I've been taking a look at different books I want to read because I've set a goal for myself that I want to read 25 books this year.
Very nice. That is above the national average.
Right. I want to hit basically like one book every 2 weeks or so.
Okay.
Yeah.
That seems doable.
Yeah, exactly. Like, it's like, okay, I should be able to do this.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think I might try that as well.
Yeah?
Yep.
Cool.
Because I got a bunch of Redwall books.
Uh-huh.
Excuse me, a bunch of Halo books.
Right.
I got tons of books I have that I've been wanting to read. I just haven't read them yet.
Right. Sure, I get that.
Yeah. So I think I'll work on that as
Cool.
well. Yeah. So what else are you going to do for your... I guess now we're getting into the... What are you planning on doing instead of... Oh, God, that's 30 rads a second.
Wait. Whoa. Hey there, guys.
Child of Adam. Your character's not very intelligent.
Oh, no, it's totally fine.
Alright, so those are some good things to do.
Yep.
Anything you're planning on doing over this next week other than brother birthday thing tomorrow?
Let's see. So, gonna start working out.
Yep.
Gonna get to reading.
Get to reading.
Going to, let's see, we've got our Star Wars game, of course, the stream and all that.
Yep.
All that fun jazz.
I said, don't leave out the stream.
What?
I was like, don't leave out the stream.
Right, no, the stream's gonna happen. Yeah.
They'd be like, Monkey apparently just told us the stream is done. We're not gonna do this anymore. We'll see you all later.
Right. We've got the stream going on. We've got...
Yep.
Oh.
You can't... For some reason, you can't run over a mole rat.
Right, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, so go on.
Stream.
Stream.
Workout.
Workout.
Read.
Yes.
Play videos.
Play video games.
Think critically.
Think critically about what?
Everything really. So,
Okay.
when I look at this, basically goes into like being healthy, recovery, all that sort of stuff.
All those shenanigans.
Right. So, like, if you don't think it would be a bad thing, I'll basically just share what my plans to be healthy in the 4 kinds of health this next coming week are going to be.
Would you like to break down what the 4 kinds of health are for those people at home who may not know?
Sure. We have physical health, emotional health, mental health, and spiritual health. Yeah.
I don't know why this was spiritual, but you know what?
Well,
spiritual. That's a bear. I want to see this fight.
All right. I think I'm going to get this. Just gotta line up the headshot. Stop moving.
Alright, so how do you plan on working on the 4 kinds of health?
All right. So, first up, physical.
Yep, physical. Just like this bear.
Yep.
He's very physical. Wow, that's an automatic pistol.
Yep.
I was not expecting that. I use nothing but semi-auto.
Oh no, there's another one! I was not prepared! Ah!
I like how you go to run away, but then you end up stopping
No!
and turning around. You heal yourself.
I accidentally put all the stim packs away.
I noticed that earlier and I didn't want to say anything.
So, physical health. Physical health. Alright, what I'm going to start doing is I'm going to start getting on the elliptical again. Yeah. And I'm going to start some basic upper body stuff, which will probably mean lifting some light weights and doing some push-ups, probably.
Okay.
Yep.
That's similar to what my workout's going to be.
Cool. I know I need to start watching my diet.
I can think of one particular thing that would help a ton.
I know I need to start watching my diet.
I can think of one particular thing that'll help you lose weight super quickly.
See, I don't know if it will.
I
know what you're talking about.
I
but
bet.
I don't know if it will.
I think those of you at home know exactly what I'm talking about and would agree. If you cut out soda, and get that out of there. If you cut out soda and energy drinks, you would lose a lot of weight. So I would let you know.
Okay.
I used to be 410 pounds.
Right.
I lost 100 pounds.
Right.
In about a year.
Mm-hmm.
Because I gave up soda and energy drinks and most sugars.
Okay. That's cool.
Cough, cough, get rid of the energy drinks!
No! I need it!
No, you don't!
I'm not ready for that step yet,
That's
man.
the addiction
I'm
talking.
not ready for that step.
That's a root cellar.
I'm not ready for that step yet, man.
Your character apparently is because you're going in the root cellar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, eventually I'll start watching my diet, but I don't know if that's going to happen this week.
Are you going to start with the weightlifting first, or the exercising first, and then the other stuff?
Yeah. For me, it's going to go exercising first because I know, like on the medication and stuff I'm on, like works better, and like I feel like way better once I start working out.
Okay. Once you get your body moving and stuff?
Yeah, once I get like that blood flow increase.
Yeah.
Then it works super good. I just gotta get to that point where I do it.
So do it.
Right, but
The opposite of the world's greatest psychologist. Instead of stop it, do it.
Right. But there's this thing called, like, I don't know. I've still got lingering depression. Like I'm not all the way through it.
I understand. I offer.
Uh-huh.
And it's very hard, but yeah. No, I understand. I also suffer from depression.
Yep.
Thanks, dog meat, for ruining the sweet headshot.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That does so little damage.
You know.
But yeah, no, I totally understand what you're talking. And it takes a lot to be like, all right,
Whoa.
I'm gonna go. Well, all of a sudden things happen.
Oh, there it is at the very bottom.
Drop the soda and energy drinks.
See, Leslie.
All of a sudden, a bunch of chat things popped up on the website, and it's
Right.
just like, oh my god.
And a bunch of them were from last time.
I mean, yes, but anyways. The first thing I saw was, no baby wins. But guess what, Leslie? Baby wins!
Baby wins!
Because it makes us giggle. In the most horrible way possible. But yeah. See, Leslie agrees. No soda and energy drinks. I have cut back on soda.
Okay.
I now drink like one every 3 days.
Nice.
I'm
That's good.
slowly working up to just one on my cheat day.
Okay.
And I also recommend to eat healthy, but have 1 day a week where you're just like, no, I'm going to have all the things. Because
Sure.
it helps, somewhat.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, psychologically it helps.
Oh, psychologically, it's like, I can have the good stuff tomorrow.
Right.
I can have the good stuff tomorrow.
Right. Yeah. I get that.
So I think what I'm going to do is have my cheat day on Saturday,
Uh-huh.
which is when we do this stream.
Okay.
So. Da-da-da-da!
Yay!
Yeah.
Yay!
So, gonna start working out.
Mm-hmm.
Do it.
Yeah. Probably not going to start, like I said, probably not going to start watching my diet yet, though.
No.
But that's something for the future that I know is important.
Mm-hmm. Oh, don't worry. Eventually, if it takes too long, I'm just gonna start taking the energy drinks from you.
See, I hear that,
Uh-huh.
but then I have to feel like I have to hide them and stuff.
Then be like, all right, monkey, pour half that into this glass.
What one day?
Yes, one day we will get you through this addiction.
Yeah, and I've been clean in the past before. I've gone months and even I don't know about years, but definitely months at a time. Oh, whoops.
I feel
Uh-huh.
that encounter should have gone differently, considering you
just
shot
shot-
him
Right.
like 4 times in the knee.
Right, exactly.
So. Okay, now it's go time. Apparently, before it was not go time.
Right, I'm like,
Now it's go time.
but I shot the man.
I know. I don't want your dialogue. I just want you dead.
Right.
The lady in there will give you caps.
Oh, nice.
No.
Right, that's clearly stealing.
yes. So yeah, anything else, or are you ready to move on to the next kind of health?
I feel like I'm ready to move on to the next kind of health.
All right. So what are you gonna do for your mental health?
For my mental health, I'm going to pick a book and start reading it.
Okay.
Um,
That's a good thing. I found earlier today. It was very stereotypical. What successful people do, what unsuccessful people do.
right.
And on the successful side, it was like read every day.
Right.
And there was a bunch of other stuff where
Mhm.
I'm like halfway through this list, and I'm like, all right,
Mhm.
you can stop shedding your propaganda now.
Sure.
Some of them are just ridiculous.
Right.
So yeah, all right. So reading every day, that's good.
Uh-huh.
What about your emotional health?
For emotional health, I'm going to go to a Bible study group kind of thing
Oh, okay.
on Wednesday.
Nice. The one at the church or a different one?
Different one.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Cool.
Yeah. And
Nice.
then yeah. For me, at where I'm currently at,
Yeah.
even just being around people is a step forward.
That is true.
Because for a long time, I would completely just shut myself off from people and everything. So, yeah.
No, I know.
So, you know,
I was there.
being around people, talking, communicating, that's
No.
that's still like a healthy step forward for me.
It is. You took a big step. And... oh, you can open that. That's a thing.
Cool.
You can open... oh my gosh. I think you just added another 18 hours to my playthrough. But yeah, we had a big get-together on Friday over at my house where we had like 2 families come over, and then one family was like, nah, I gotta go to the hospital.
Right.
And Monkey took a big step, and we were like, Monkey, come say hi to, you know, this family you've never met before.
Right.
And you were like, sure.
Right.
Mostly because it was like, Monkey, come play anime games with Michael.
Right.
Because he plays the games that I don't play.
Right.
You love those games.
Right. It's true.
Which I am all for. I think they're fun and entertaining.
Yep.
They're just not my go-tos.
Oh, no, I get that. They're definitely not everyone's go-to.
No. And if I want to play those games, I just call up Monkey and be like, yeah, can you bring over Dragon Quest Heroes? I mean, if that's cool.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, sometime this next week, I may come over for Dragon Quest Heroes.
Sure. That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so what are you going to do for your spiritual health?
For my spiritual health, it's partially going to that group.
Yep.
It's also getting back into a like healthy routine of reading the Bible.
That's good.
Because for a while I would like read it sporadically.
That's not a thing in this game. That's not gonna help either. You just can't have it. Yeah, break the computer that controls the magnetic locks.
It's fine.
So yeah. Oh, you said reading a book.
Yes.
Picking up and reading a book.
Right.
Is that separate from picking up and reading the Bible?
Correct.
Okay.
I view them so. Additionally, for the mental health part, it's not just reading a book; it's also writing, and I don't necessarily mean like writing fiction or writing nonfiction. Even it's for me like the writing process. Predominant. What?
There's dudes up there.
Oh, predominantly starts as like critical evaluation and then formulating thoughts.
Okay.
Which is something I really used to enjoy doing.
You did.
But I lost a lot of like energy and stuff because you know depression does that or whatever.
Oh, I was there for my junior year.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where it was like, all right, you could definitely tell, like 3 months before finals happened.
Right.
Monkey was writing, he was reading, he was going to class.
Yep.
He was writing down some critical thoughts. We would stay up till 2 a.m. having huge spiritual discussions and theology. And then people would keep us up till 4 a.m. because then they were having their own... Really, it was the same 2 dudes who had the same discussion every week.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, free will. Things determined ahead of time. Anyways. I will never forget that discussion.
Oh, yeah?
For as long as I live.
That's cool.
It was every week. It was every week till 2 a.m.
Yeah.
But yeah. You would do like critical thought and thinking for a long time, and then 3 months it started to slow down.
Yep.
And then eventually it's like, you going to class today, bruh? No.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you awake? Monkey?
Nah.
It's 2 a.m.
Right.
Go to class.
2 a.m. I'm not going to class at 2 a.m.
I did tell that to you once. You almost got up to go to
Right.
class.
Right.
Yeah, he also has conversations. We were roommates in college.
Yep.
And
Hey,
he would talk in his sleep. It was hilarious. Whole conversations about the serial killer and Bones.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't even remember.
Nope. No, I did not.
No. But yeah.
Yeah.
No, those are all very good steps.
Yep.
I look forward to seeing the progress.
Yeah. I do as well.
Yeah. I would hope so.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, what about you?
What about me?
What you been up to?
So this last week, I start my new job on Monday.
Yes.
For 5 weeks of training, it'll be Monday through Friday.
Yep.
9:15 to 4:15,
Mm-hmm.
which means nothing's gonna change.
Cool.
However, means I have to wake up before 10 o'clock.
Right. Yes.
So I've been training myself to wake up at 7 a.m.
Yep.
every day. That's going to have to change as well because the actual job
Uh-huh.
after training is from 6:15 a.m.
Ah.
to 11:15 a.m.
Awesome.
Yes, so it'll be 5 hours, 4 days a week, Monday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Uh-huh.
In the mornings, I'm not a morning person.
Eh.
But I was like, I would prefer not to work evenings because I've got this thing that
Right.
my friend and I were working on and making be a thing.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, we can work with that. 6:15, I'm like, guys, I said, as long as I'm home by like 6, it's cool. You guys have this, oh no, you want, okay, you guys want 6 a.m., I understand.
Yep.
You jerks. So there you go. So I'm going to have to start training to wake up at 4 a.m.
Mm.
Yeah.
Hooray!
Which basically means the only thing that will change for us is post shows will be a rare occasion.
Right.
Because I have to sleep.
Right. Because you will be needing the sleep.
I will
to
be
sleep.
needing the sleep.
Also, I don't know if we mentioned it. Welcome to the channel of Holding Leslie. It's great to have you.
Hi, Leslie.
Yeah.
Hi, Kitty. Oh, there's a cat.
Hi, kitty.
Meow.
Kitty.
I don't recommend that.
Is it bad?
Yeah.
Whoa!
Oh, yeah, there are cat posters.
Whoa!
Bethesda's aware the internet exists.
Whoa!
Yeah. But that was a trader you could trade stuff with.
That's cool.
I mean, you could sell all the useless stuff you're hoarding.
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
So yeah, I've mostly just been training to wake up earlier and earlier and earlier. Today I woke up at 7:30.
Nice.
Tomorrow I'm planning to wake up at 7.
Ooh.
And then every week I'm going to reduce it by a half hour.
Okay.
So that eventually I'm waking up at 4 a.m. every day.
Awesome.
I don't know how I'm going to cope on the weekends. Hi.
Hi, Leslie.
So that's going to be fun.
Yeah, that'll be a good time.
Yeah, I've also been planning for tomorrow's D&D game.
Yeah.
That so far I haven't heard if Matt's coming or if Ian is coming.
You should. Yeah, that could be a problem.
I may text them
Uh-huh.
soon
Yes.
and ask, hey, who's coming tomorrow?
Right. Because it's important to know these things.
Yeah, so I'm actually going to text that now.
Sure.
Who's coming tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've mostly just been planning that out. I had this really, really great intro planned.
Nice.
And then Monkey was a jerk and said he won't be coming, so the hilarious thing with Gray Bear won't be happening.
Right, sorry.
So now I'm debating, do I want to do a time skip?
Uh-huh.
Or do I want to do... Alright, we pick up right where we left off.
Right.
I mean, it's been...
What was that?
It was an explosion.
You stop that right now.
Why do you think I always shoot those?
You-
Just shoot it.
I want to put it in my pocket.
You can't.
No?
No.
You stop that.
It was a trigger to an explosion.
Ew.
So.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm debating time skip.
Yep.
Or, just go on from there.
Sure.
Or I could have everybody be like, alright, how can I do as little work as possible? Alright, party.
Uh-huh.
Novellas.
Right.
Tell a short story that explains who your character is.
Right.
Go!
Yeah. Cool.
I think I might take the monkey route
Uh-huh.
and be like, so what does your character mean?
I mean, it works.
It does work. I've done it before.
Yeah.
I'll do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'll do that. And that's mostly what I've been doing. I've been playing Fallout.
Cool.
Because I've
pretty much accomplished everything that I won in Destiny, except for the new challenge we came up with
Sure.
for the rest of year 1
Right.
or year 2.
Right.
Up to Destiny 2, which is I have to find a legendary for every slot that I like.
Right.
Meh. Hey, Super Mutant. How's it going, buddy? That was a good shot.
Stop it.
When in doubt,
No, dang it.
saw that coming. You die a lot.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've been playing Fallout. I beat Tomb Raider finally.
Okay.
Yeah, just playing games, waking up early, sleeping early,
Cool.
which is weird because it's like it's 10 o'clock. I'm like, I feel sleepy.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, it's not 10 o'clock. It's only
Right. It's only 8 at
It's
the
only
moment.
8:15.
But
But like around 10 o'clock time, I'm like, I could go to bed.
here I am. Yes.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So yeah, it's pretty much all I've been up to is
Cool.
preparing for my new job on Monday and the taking over D&D again on Sundays.
Nice.
One Sunday a month.
Yeah.
Which we would stream to you. But not everybody in the party was okay with that.
Right. And we totally respect that.
Yeah, and if somebody doesn't want to be recorded, that's within their right to not be recorded.
Right.
There are days where I'm like, don't you record me, or I will murder you.
Sure. Sure.
But then I drink a non-Red Bull Red Bull. So we have a soda stream,
Mm-hmm.
which is the greatest invention ever.
Right.
So God bless the man who was
Mhm.
inspired to make that.
Right.
Probably had to pay $3 for a Coke bottle. And was like, this is ridiculous. But the Soda Stream, they have an energy drink
Uh-huh.
that just so happens to be the slightly shade darker than the Red Bull colors.
Uh-huh.
Just so happens to have the same taste, color, fizziness,
Uh-huh.
everything of Red Bull,
Right.
but it's not Red Bull.
Right.
So
Nice.
you take like a half a cup of that and fill the rest with lemonade.
Uh-huh.
Oh, it's so good.
Nice.
It's cool, refreshing, perks you up.
Cool. Cool.
It's
Nice.
It
Where'd
was
you get that, by the way?
what?
The Soda Stream thing.
I'm not gonna tell you.
Okay.
No, because you're gonna
Do
get.
they have a monster flavored one?
That's why I'm not gonna tell you.
I'm just curious.
Oh yeah, that's the thing that caused the thing to explode.
No. You stop that right now.
Yeah. So I would make one of those. I think I might do that when I go to work. Is like mix that together, pour some lemonade in there, and
Uh-huh.
bada bing, bada boom.
Right.
Yeah. So there you go.
Okay.
I'm just gonna text everybody you know right now and be like, don't get a Soda Stream. Monkey will abuse the energy drink formula.
It'll be awesome, though.
No.
It's so much cheaper, I'm sure, right?
Actually, it's more expensive.
Really?
Yeah.
Why would I want that then?
Exactly.
Or are you trying to lie to me? I
There's
don't
a
know.
difference-
I don't know if I believe you.
Oh no! What a shame.
Leslie, you would encourage my
Um,
my energy drink habit, right? Just say yes.
no.
Leslie, if you say yes, good things will happen to Sam.
No, they won't.
Trust me, I think good things will happen to Sam.
That good things will not happen to Sam. I already know if things continue down the path they're going,
Uh-huh.
and if Kaw ever learns of these paths,
Right.
he is gonna murder people.
Right.
It's just gonna be like, hi, Sam, / done. See? No.
You say no, Leslie, but you mean yes. Right?
No.
No? Okay.
No means no.
Alright. Yeah, I mean, you're right. I just wanted to give it one more try, see if I could persuade you otherwise.
Not gonna happen. We care about you too much to endorse your addiction.
I don't see how that's a problem.
Because it's an addiction, which is always a problem.
I don't know what you mean.
That's because that's the addiction talking.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm sure.
No, don't drink the water. No, that's not what I wanted. That's not what I wanted. I wanted to loot the body.
You drank dead body water.
There's
There's a duffel bag behind you and to the right.
Oh, look, duffel bag.
Yeah, it's got a bunch of stuff in it.
Sweet. Sleeping bag.
Because, I should be encouraging the hoarding aspect as well.
Leslie said something.
Well, this way, you are men of action, lies do not become us. There you go.
Okay.
Yep.
Am I a man of action?
I mean, sometimes.
Am I?
Depends on the action.
I was gonna say, is that what you guys think about me? Because that's interesting.
I did not say that. Leslie said that. Oh yeah, you have a walking bank.
Yep.
Called a dog.
Dog holding my thanks.
Where are you putting it in the dog?
I imagine he has a little, like... Alright, so, you know how those,
You just like open wide.
No, I was thinking, like, in his fur, like, in the scruff of the neck.
Yeah.
You know how, like, there's a lot of little, like, excess skin there?
Yeah.
I imagine it's just, like... it's like a black hole. It just, like, all goes into the scruff of the neck. So it's whatever you go over to, like...
yeah.
It's...
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey, friends.
Dog, what are you doing? They're about to kill us. I don't want to reload.
No, that's all good. This is its max ammo.
Oh, I thought the bottom one was your current magazine. I think you just shot your dog.
I think I did. It's fine. He's a tough cookie.
I mean, yes, but... Mom is currently looking for a dog.
Who is?
Mom.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Dad finally mostly agreed. And he said yes in a way that is a no overall. He's like, sure, if you can find a medium-sized fluffy dog that's less than a year or around a year old.
Okay.
For less than $500.
Okay.
You could get a dog.
That's probably possible.
So far, it's not.
I mean, it's going to be hard to do, but you could probably find...
I mean, I'm not going to tell her Reddit is a thing where it's people helping out other people.
Right.
However, like, there are easy ways to do it.
Right.
But as of right now, like, her main option is a shelter.
Right.
But she's specifically looking for a medium-sized fluffy dog.
Right.
Because we don't like short-haired dogs.
Right.
We don't have room for a big dog.
Right. That's totally understandable.
Yeah. And we did find one dog.
Uh-huh.
But it was used to a really big yard.
Oh, right.
And running around. And we didn't want to be like, all right, here's your 5-foot yard.
Right. And that's going to be something that a lot of even like medium-sized dogs are going to be used to if they like have grown up elsewhere.
Exactly. And so that's the other problem is Mom doesn't want to like... We're not just getting a dog to get a dog. We actually want to like help and provide for him.
That makes sense. That's
so
fair.
It's not going to be like, hey, we have a dog just for having a dog.
Right.
He's a country dog, but we threw him in a 5-foot backyard.
Right.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
Okay. Cool.
So there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Neato.
Yep, yep. Oh, I've also been looking for a gaming headset.
Oh, cool. How does that differ from what you currently have?
That is not a gaming headset. That is a studio headset with a microphone that I'm not going to say I glue it on.
Okay.
But part of it is attached with some sort of adhesive.
Okay.
That goes like this.
Right.
Well, the base is stuck on, but the mic part can actually come off.
Okay.
And the part that just stays on.
Yeah. So, what is the advantage or disadvantage of going with a gaming headset compared to that setup you currently have?
Well, I'm not super happy with my current setup because of it comes with two 9-meter cables.
Which is great in a studio context.
In a studio idea, it is
brilliant. As someone who used to do work in a studio,
Right.
having a long cable was brilliant. I could move my chair around, I could spin, I could move all I wanted to. Not an issue. However, I am currently about 1.5 meters from the Xbox.
Right. Yeah.
I do not need a 9-meter cable.
Right.
So I'm really just looking for something that's like easy to use and comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Like those are super comfortable, but they're
Right.
noise isolating.
Ah.
So I can't hear anything going on around me.
Sure.
And I actually now I want to hear things that are going on around me.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to find a headset that would be more conducive to what I'm looking for.
Right.
However, sadly, I did something stupid. And I went to college for audio design.
Right.
So I'm just like, oh, I'll test these out. These sound like garbage. Get
Right.
those out of here.
Right. So you're trained to pick up all the little.
Oh,
like,
I'm
things.
yeah. I was trained to pick up on all the little nuances of sound and sound design and
Mhm.
how headphones should sound, what they shouldn't sound like,
Right.
and all of those things. I'm like, that sounds like garbage. That sounds like garbage.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this one sound good. Oh, that microphone is horrible. So far, I have not found a single headset
Okay.
that has a good microphone.
Huh.
They all have horrible microphones. Drink that delicious egg water.
Num 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 num.
I have found 2 headsets that sound really nice.
Okay.
And that's the Astro A40s,
Okay.
because I don't want wireless again.
Sure.
Because nothing, it's something like, what I did in Destiny a couple days ago, where you're carrying the team
Uh huh.
and you're doing super well, and then your headset cuts out.
Yes. That's the best.
Yes.
That's what you want.
I have a pair of wireless Turtle Beaches,
Uh huh.
and when we played Call of Duty, Angel, he
Uh-huh.
also had the same headset.
Yep.
His voice would get super robotic when his batteries were dying and nobody could understand him.
Right.
And so as soon as it's like, dude, you sound robotic.
Uh huh.
Oh, that's what's going on. Your
Right.
batteries are dying. I don't want that for me.
Right. That's fair.
So, I want something that won't sound robotic, something that won't run out batteries, and something that's actual, uncomfortable and sounds nice.
Sure.
But it's very difficult.
Right. Because you're looking for a specific product with specific parameters,
Yep.
which, and probably within a specific price, I imagine.
Meh.
Oh, okay. All right.
I mean, I would prefer not spend more than
I was gonna say
a
if
computer.
I was gonna say if
but-
price is not an option, you could probably have somebody custom make headset that fits your description.
I mean, I wouldn't see the hardest part with that right now
huh.
is headsets rely on power to work.
Correct.
And some of the higher up headsets don't get enough power from a controller to be used properly.
Oh.
To actually use the drivers that are in it.
Right. That makes sense.
So you have to find something that actually takes about 80 ohms,
Uh-huh.
which is about what the power in a phone can do.
Right. Yeah.
You'd be better with 20 ohms for a headphone for
Right. Right. Because
cell phone because power.
right. Because
Like-
I mean, unless you plan on having your phone plugged into the charger all day.
That won't matter. 'Cause
Oh.
only X amount of power is going to that port, regardless of
Oh, that makes sense.
yeah. It's a beautiful thing called electrical currents.
Science.
Yeah, science. We'll just go with science. But like these are 80 ohms
Yep.
because I wanted something that would work for the majority of my projects.
Right. Sure.
And I bought a mod mic, which is probably the best, headset or microphone I've used.
Sure. Cool.
But they're like 8 years old.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
So not the mod mic, but the headset.
The headset, because that's about the time when you were going to school.
Yep, that was
for
when I was
audio.
going to school for audio.
Yeah.
So they're super good.
Right.
They're just not for games.
Yeah.
They're for monitoring stuff in a studio setting.
Right.
So now I'm looking for a headset for gaming.
Cool.
But the main issue I have
Yep.
is I found one for Xbox.
Uh huh.
But it's not compatible with the PS4.
Right.
Found one for the PS4.
Uh huh.
Not compatible for the Xbox. And when I'm searching online, people are like, you can use this one and this one. I'm like, yes, could you combine those for
Right.
me?
Like, do you
Like,
have
no.
one product that works with both?
Yeah. And since then,
Microsoft did a dumb thing.
Okay.
When they first released the Xbox One controller,
Yep.
you see that proprietary thing right there?
Oh, proprietary.
It was a proprietary little thing. You had to buy a chat adapter.
Uh-huh.
Since then, they've added a standard
Oh.
3.5 millimeter jack.
Okay, that's good.
But all the videos are old enough
Uh-huh.
that they don't include that bit of information.
Oh, no.
So I'm trying to find like, all right, I need a headset
Uh-huh.
that will work for Xbox One and the PS4
Right.
that sounds good and doesn't have a garbage microphone.
Right.
However, some of the headsets I did find,
Uh-huh.
they're online only and there's no store in Washington to actually test them. And
Huh.
because they're like high-end
Right.
a company called Audio Technica,
Right, yeah.
they make a lot of famous streamer microphones.
Right.
That's not what they're known for, but that's the best thing I'm going to get here.
Right, you're right. Yeah. For the sake of this conversation, that's going to be
Yeah.
their relevance.
Like when you listen to a streamer and they have super crisp audio,
Yeah.
they're generally using an Audio Technica microphone,
Okay.
which is what I would do
Right.
if we had $500 for a microphone.
Right, exactly. That's sort of the problem
We
with
do not have $500 for a microphone.
Yeah.
If you'd like to donate, see Monkey.
Okay.
I had something, but then I lost it.
That's
So yeah, I've just been looking for a headset.
okay. That's cool.
It's not going well.
I mean, at least you know what you're looking for, which
do.
is better than a lot of cases where I've seen people be like, "All right, I did a new headset."
All right, what do you want to do?
Right, exactly. It's
Yeah.
like what?
I can give some pointers though.
Okay.
If you want a headset
Right.
with a bunch of features,
Yeah.
like you want to hook your phone up to Bluetooth, you want to be able to stream music to it
Uh-huh.
while listening to game chat, and maybe doing some voice chat all at the same time.
Yeah.
With your own custom mix.
Yep.
Turtle Beach is where it's at.
Okay.
My Turtle Beaches that I have my phone playing a podcast while listening to the game. If somebody calls me, it'll mute my mic for the game.
Yep.
For the party chat,
Nice.
and we'll just do the phone call.
Well, there you go.
Brilliant. Except they're heavy because there's
Sure.
a lot of features in there.
Right.
So if you're Monkey,
Uh-huh.
it'd be perfect
Yeah.
because he won't be able to tell.
Right. That sounds fine.
Yeah. So Monkey, if you're looking for a headset,
All right.
I've got one for you. If you want something where you have the most neutral, non-EQ sound of just the game,
Uh-huh.
I recommend Astro.
Okay.
They have very few features, but they're all about the sound of the game.
Interesting.
So, like, they have a really natural sound.
Yes.
It's not highly processed. And they have some other cool stuff.
Leslie says she uses a Turtle Beach.
She uses Turtle Beach. There you go.
There you go.
Leslie, do you know what model of Turtle Beach you use? I'd be willing to bet it's a no. Because a lot of people don't know what model they use.
Sure. That's fair.
Yeah. And it's just a thing people are like, oh, this is cool.
Uh-huh.
Which is how I first got into audio. I was like, oh, this is cool.
Right.
And it's like, oh, that's what all this means.
Yeah.
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 Also, Turtle Beach have really nice microphones.
Oh, nice.
They're not super good,
Right.
but they're good.
Okay.
They're better than a lot of other people's.
Sure.
Because the problem with the Astro mic is it's very muted.
Uh-huh.
Because it's for tournaments.
Right.
And so there's a lot of noise going on. So it, like, mutes any high noise and just keeps it muted.
Right.
So your voice, since we range from, like, hey, man, how you doing? What's going on? To, oh, my gosh, look at the thing! Yeah. It's the Earforce N11 for the Wii U. Okay.
Cool. Nice.
Yeah. But yeah, so there you go. There's
Sweet.
your lesson for headsets of the day.
Yay!
I taught you something
Hey.
about something you don't really care about.
No, I mean, that's cool.
That's monkey speak for going.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, alright, so here's the thing. Like, I love to learn,
Yes.
regardless of what it is.
Yes.
It's just that... Yeah.
For you, those little nuances of sound don't mean anything.
Right,
Because
exactly.
you either can't hear them
Right.
or know enough to pick them up.
Correct. That's the problem.
Exactly. But Monkey, would you like a headset where you could stream podcasts and music? Okay, mostly just music. You don't listen to very many podcasts anymore.
Right.
To stream music,
Mm-hmm.
and be able to hear the game and do your own little mix of the two.
That'd be cool.
I have a headset for you.
Nice.
You just plug them in, you turn it on, you put the thing on, but out.
Nice.
There you go.
Come here, doggy. Where are you, doggy? Doggy,
There's
come
a
here.
doggy.
Doggy, I have a thing for you. I have a present. Come here. Come here, doggy.
So, Monkey, I taught you something.
Yep.
What are you going to teach me?
Alright, so... What I'm going to teach you...
Water.
How much time we got? Alright.
We have about 26 minutes.
Okay. So... I have a few different ideas.
Okay.
And I wasn't sure which one you would most want to hear about.
Okay. Well, I rambled on about headphones.
Right.
So... Bring it.
Also, look at how adorable the doggy is.
Oh,
He's got
God.
welding goggles and a bandana. He's awesome.
You would.
He's awesome.
I feel you should get the Lone Wanderer perk.
Yes.
Because
Mm-hmm.
your dog will not count against you for that perk.
Nice.
So, you can get the Lone Wanderer perk,
Mm-hmm.
where you don't, if you don't have a companion with you, you get more health, more damage resistance, more
Nice.
damage. But if you have your dog on it, you still get those perks.
Nice.
Because the dog doesn't count.
Awesome. Good doggy.
Because he's not human.
Good doggy.
No.
Good doggy.
So there you go. Go for that
Sweet.
perk next.
So,
So, what are you going to teach him?
alright. What I want to teach you about
Yeah.
is mecha design. And like an overview of mecha design.
Okay.
Alright. Using Gundam as the example. Okay?
Okay.
Now, these are specific things I'm calling out here, but they are things. So trust me on this.
Okay.
Trust me. Everything will be fine.
Will it be fine?
Everything will probably be fine.
Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Go on.
So, the first thing is mecha design was really different before Gundam came on the scene.
Okay.
Because Gundam was, and still is, sort of viewed as Japan's Star Trek.
Interesting.
Because it wasn't successful until after it was already canceled and in reruns.
Interesting. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah.
And that's what happened for Star Trek.
Right, yeah. Like, the original series of Star Trek did not really catch on till after it was already off the air.
That's because it wasn't super good.
Right, but it did eventually get a cult following. And people were
Yes.
like, this is awesome.
It did get a cult following.
Yeah.
However, cults generally follow the not so good things.
Yes, that is fair.
Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Yep.
I will not say it's a good thing.
Right.
I do love watching it. But that does not mean it is good.
Right. It's true. So, before Gundam came on the scene, everything was pretty much known as Super Robot. Right? So
Okay.
you have things like Astro Boy, you have things like...
Cyborg 9009?
Right. I think that actually came afterwards, but it carried that same aesthetic.
Okay.
It was still in that style.
I meant just different versions of Super Robot.
Right, yes. And then even bigger ones, like if you've ever heard of Magenzer Z or Getter Robo.
Nope.
Voltron would still be in that same
Okay.
vein of Super Robot.
Also called Power Ranger anime.
Right, yeah. No, exactly. Like, Power Rangers is probably in the...
Super Robot form.
yeah, it's probably in that range.
Alright. So what is the big difference between a mecha and a super robot like Power Rangers or Voltron.
All right. So, with Power Rangers and Voltron, like
Ultron.
you said Ultron, so then I started to say Ultron.
I said Voltron.
I heard you say.
Well, you know what?
Ultron.
Ultraman.
There we go. Ultraman Tiga. Yeah.
Would he be a super robot, or would that be something else? Because
I think he's-
depending on the version,
Right.
Ultraman's not exactly a robot.
Right. I think that's probably a different thing. It's probably in the same genre of Power Rangers, but Power Rangers crosses over a few different genres.
One or two.
So you know.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, what's the big difference between a mecha and a super robot?
Right. So a super robot is. It's like Gurren Lagann, right? So pretty much all super robot animes are about a character growing up, and even though a lot of anime is about this, growing up, becoming accustomed, like to just becoming more mature. That's the specifically young boys growing up and becoming mature is the overarching theme of super robot anime.
Okay.
And it's so heavily like it's more abstract than something like Gundam.
Mm-hmm.
It's like they tend to be more like Gurren Lagann. So if you like Gurren Lagann
I do. It's my favorite anime of all time.
and the crazy like ridiculousness of it,
Yes.
it's actually not that strange in the context of super robot anime.
okay.
Like the idea of fighting spirit, you yell louder, you get stronger, you're like ah, that somehow like making your giant robot perform better.
So Dragon Ball Z and robots.
Yeah, that's how they work.
Okay.
Yeah.
Also, just a little note
Uh-huh.
to refrain from peaking the mic.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Just lower the voice just a little bit.
Sorry everyone. Sorry.
I mean, not ghostly,
Sorry.
but I mean, your name isn't Ghastly.
Costly. Oh. Coffee. Cool.
Ghastly.
So,
Wheezy?
where was I?
Go on. That Dragon Ball Z and robots is basically how super robots
Right.
work.
Right. So Super Robots, the whole like Pacific Rim is a callback. You haven't seen Pacific Rim yet.
I have not seen all of Pacific Rim. I've seen up to the part where he's trying to do the sinking thingy
Uh-huh.
with the cute girl.
Yep.
But then she freaks out, and
Uh-huh.
they go back into her memory when she's a little girl freaking out.
Right.
And that's literally where I stopped.
Okay.
I do know,
Uh-huh.
spoilers,
Yes.
that only the kaiju can go back and forth through the rift.
Right.
So, like all sci-fi movies, we put a bomb in the body of one and we send it back to him.
Yes. You got it. So
Because sci-fi.
Pacific Rim is a great callback to a lot of super robot tropes, like
Okay.
the Rocket Fist, right? Like Big O. Big
Yeah.
O is an example of a modern super robot anime. It's
Interesting.
aesthetically different.
Because I always thought Big O was a mecha anime.
Well, all right. So mecha anime is expansive enough to include
Super robot.
super robot and real robot are like the
Okay.
two subgenres.
Got it.
But it's still considered like a super robot. It's
'Cause I
considered
love Big O.
if you like Big O, it's considered in the same genre as Gurren Lagann. Like they're very different,
They are very different.
but
Is that an actual magazine or just some
no, it's
bloody
just
thing?
it's just a
Oh,
bloodstained thing.
okay.
That's what I thought too. I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna get the. No.
Oh, never mind.
Right, but it's basically that. It's super robot. So like super robot mecha designs.
Yeah.
And this is like to bring it all back to mecha designs. The super robot mecha designs tend to be very colorful, and they tend to have
Except Big O.
well, even that had distinctive like flashes of color.
But not on the mechs.
I would say the mechs did.
From my memory,
Okay.
as much as it can be from when I was in high school,
Right.
the mechs did not have a lot of color, and the colors that were there were muted until they were underground.
Yes.
In that barrel, there is stuff.
Oh, look.
I'm gonna teach you one more thing.
Uh-huh.
That little symbol by the barrel.
Yeah, I saw
that
that.
means stash.
Oh, nice. Cool.
So yeah,
Because I remember there not being any color of any significance until they went underground.
Okay.
Then there was color.
Right.
Stimpak? Really?
Stop it! Oh, really? I'm like, I'll be fine. Ah, dang it.
No. You were not fine.
So, Big O did still have some flashes of color in the mechs.
Yes.
But they also tend to be really gimmicky. That's one of the hallmarks of super robot design, is they have a super attack, and
okay, yes, that was definitely in Big O.
and they have a super attack, and they have generally some kind of gimmick. That's not to say
that
in
is
real.
also true.
That's not to say in real robot anime you won't have mechs with
I was
gimmicks as well.
just about to bring up my most hated Gundam,
Okay,
G Gundam,
right.
where all of them had a super gimmick.
G Gundam is an example of a super robot anime.
Yeah, because they all had a gimmick and they all had a finishing move.
Right.
Some gimmicks were more racist than others.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah.
Mexican Gundam.
Tequila Gundam.
That's worse.
Yeah, that was its name. Yeah, the Canadian Gundam, Lumberjack Gundam.
That was bad.
Yeah.
That was really bad.
Yeah. Stereotypes everywhere.
Yeah.
But G Gundam is also an example of a super robot anime.
Yeah.
Yeah, it fits in that same line. And even though Astro Boy is on a much smaller scale, still a super robot anime.
Mega Man.
Yes, Mega Man would fall into that same genre.
Okay.
And again, especially with Mega Man X in particular, where it has like a stronger narrative. The whole narrative is about... Oh, I forgot fall damage was in this game.
Yeah, you forgot fall damage was the thing. I have to go take care of something real quick.
Oh, okay.
So I will be right back.
Sure. Meanwhile, I'm going to wax more about Gundam.
You keep talking about Gundam.
Okay.
I might come back because I'm actually really curious about more super anime.
Okay, sure.
Super robot.
Yep, you got it. Well, Leslie, you and I could talk about G Gundam. So G Gundam is awesome. It does some cool things, like... Yeah. Yeah, G Gundam's kind of ridiculous. For anyone who doesn't know, it's a super robot anime. Everything's over the top. The whole premise is the world has figured out a way to not have war. Instead, they just have this tournament once a year or once every few years where they pit their best fighters against each other. Each country pits their best fighter against each other in a giant robot tournament. Whoever wins, their respective country gets it gets to be like the leader of the UN or whatever. So it's pretty cool. It's interesting. It's different. It's an interesting setup for an anime. So yeah, that's pretty neat. My phone did a thing. Yeah. So, I'm going to hold off on saying too much more about the evolution of mecha design as portrayed through Gundam because Cody's going to be back and I'm sure he'll want to hear about it. So G Gundam is really interesting because it was at the end, it was after the original Gundam creators time managing the Gundam license. And so it was in the hands of new creators, and so they really wanted to differentiate G Gundam from the original Gundam timeline, if you will. Because up till that point, Gundam had all been one continuous timeline. Everything had all been one long narrative that built on itself, and even though there were time skips and different casts of characters each season, it was still about these core principles and these core ideas represented through different means and explored by different ways. So, G Gundam was specifically a way to differentiate the Gundam series from that identity. And I'll talk a little bit more about that once Cody gets back as well. Yeah. So one of the big things that came about in that difference between G Gundam and the original Gundam Timeline series was that the Gundam series originally was built on this idea of portraying the horrors of war, like, and showing, like, and addressing the issue, like, and asking questions like, can we as humans move beyond conflict? Can we truly learn to understand each other? And by that, I don't just mean, like, I understand you said, you know, this word or that word, but, like, to have a level of understanding where you're like, I can't bring myself to fight this person or harm this person because I understand them and I know them, and in doing so, like, I would be destroying a friend or somebody who I, like, truly or intimately know. And that's one of the big overarching themes of Gundam. Even in G Gundam, they sort of address that, but instead they shift it much differently. They do it way more playfully. It's all about having, like, I don't know, a good sort of romp through space and adventure and stuff. Because rather than it being about the horrors of war, war is instead this tournament, and everything's flashy and colorful, and sure, people get into... What is that? Oh no. Oh no. I made a mistake. I think I made a mistake, guys. So rather than it... rather than G Gundam focusing on war in the context of war and the impact it has on civilian and military personnel alike, it does end up saying the horrors of war, but more along the lines of, like, people who strive to, like, control other people and have, like, this sense of power that they have over other people, to, like, subjugate others to their will and to have to go along with that. That's really what G Gundam calls into question, and being like, is it okay for a government to say, yes, we will put in danger the citizens of Earth and civilians at that, so that we can possibly prevent future war and bloodshed? Like, is that an acceptable thing? And that's one of the big questions that the G Gundam talks about. And each of the Gundam series generally deals with the concept of war, and is it okay? Can we get can we reach some point where it's acceptable, or, like, come to peace with it? Yeah. 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 Camera's over here, guys. I'm sorry. I keep, like, we got so used to having the camera over there that I still look over there. That's also where the chat box is, so if I keep looking away, it's not because I don't want to look at you guys when I talk to you. It's I forget things sometimes. So... Hey.
So how goes the Gundam talk?
That's pretty good. I was explaining, like, the core themes of G Gundam and stuff. Because, you know, Leslie will appreciate it.
Well, I appreciate you not talking about that. Well, I wasn't here.
Right.
Or while you talking about when I was gone.
Yeah.
Because I did not like the G Gundam.
Right. Yeah.
And no, Leslie, it is not the best at super robot stuff. Although this discussion really makes me just want to rewatch all of Big O.
Oh, sure. No, absolutely. It was a great anime. Good old time.
I also never finished it.
Yeah. Yeah, that happens.
Because Cartoon Network didn't have the last 3 episodes. Which is right when stuff hit. Just...
Yep.
Anyways, go on.
Yeah. So... Super Robots. Gundam.
Super Robots.
The original Gundam series actually created the super or the real robot genre.
Uh-huh.
Before that, everything had been super robot anime.
Okay.
And with the original Gundam, you can still see a lot of super robot influences in it.
I remember... I didn't watch a lot of the original Gundam.
Right.
But I watched enough.
Yeah.
Because my first exposure was Gundam Wing.
Yep.
And then Dad was like, "Hey, we like watching Gundam Wing as a family.
Uh-huh.
Here's Gundam, the original.
Yeah.
Let's watch this as a family." I'm sitting there going like,
What is this?
"This isn't Gundam. This has nothing to do with Gundam."
Uh-huh. Sure.
But no, you can tell because even in Gundam Wing and Gundam Seed, like everybody has a gimmick.
Yes, definitely. So for a while that wasn't the case, kind of.
I kind of feel like they still had like there was much toned down,
Yes,
but I feel like the hero had his gimmick. What's
Yep.
his gimmick? He gets the beam saber.
right,
The support guy, what's he get? He gets the red one with the big guns.
right. Which, something to point out, that was in the tone of the original Gundam series,
Yeah.
is by the end of the original Gundam series, it starts off still with these... What's going on?
But
That was a bad thing.
no, it's fine.
It starts off with these still very super robot elements, like a mobile suit or like a giant mech that's made of super material that can't be hurt easily. It's got a laser sword because Star Wars come out like 2 years before that. So
Yeah,
they're
and they were like, "We need
we,
that."
we need this in a giant robot show.
I did not realize that Gundam started in '79.
Yeah. Coincidentally, the original Gundam series was set in the year 0079 of their calendar, which is the easy way to remember. It's just what year was this Gundam series set in? That's the year it was.
Okay.
Yep.
No, that's super cool. I mean, that makes it really easy.
Right, just like what year was it? I remember
Just like,
now.
there was something with Star Trek and star dates
Uh-huh.
on what it was a reference to actual things going on.
Right.
But
Yes.
I can't remember what.
Cool.
I know, super helpful for everybody. So yeah, go on,
Right. So,
teacher.
but despite those super robot elements,
Yeah.
like one of the best examples is that he has this beam saber, right, which is already super robot.
Yeah,
But then,
you're out of ammo. That's a trend for Monkey.
Yep.
I'm curious how you run out of ammo so much, but I don't.
I don't know.
Oh, I know why. I chose the perk where I find more ammo in boxes.
Oh. Nice.
Because I knew from Fallout 3, I never want to be out of ammo.
Sure. But additionally, he had all these different weapons.
Yeah.
That each one was like, here's the thing he uses to defeat the monster of the week, which was another big element of
Yes.
Super Robot
the bad
series.
guy of the week.
right.
Which I am not so much a fan of anymore now that I am older.
Sure. No, and that's
Which is-
totally fine.
One of my things I didn't super care about for Star Wars,
Okay.
the latest movie,
Yep.
was it was the super weapon of the week.
Right. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Go on.
Right. So it was the super or the giant monster of the week, and he would use whatever new weapon was that week's new weapon.
Yeah. Or it's like, you've had this the whole time, but you never used it because we never had an enemy that really needed it.
Right. And like, so one time he pulls out his beam saber, and it's like, I know what I need. And then the beam saber, like the handle elongates into like a spear shaft, and then it turns into a trident. And for no explainable reason, it just does
It
this
just
now.
does it because super robots.
Right, exactly, because it's still got these super robot elements to it.
Yeah.
But it also introduced the world to no, please no,
Oh, that's new. I haven't seen just a straight up
please,
attack dog.
please no, please no.
No, boss. Please, no, boss. Oh, man, you are
It's
so messed up.
okay, I'm fine.
Are you? I'm
Uh,
surprised your character's not more addicted to things.
That's just impacts.
I know. I was talking about you not using like Psycho or Buff Out.
Oh, I
or...
don't know. For some reason, I never use those.
Interesting, because you are addicted to stuff
Right.
called Monster and or Rockstar.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Although part of me, no, I'm not gonna say because that's just gonna encourage you.
Okay.
So, super robots and Gundam
Yes.
and Gundam design.
Right. So, it introduced this whole idea of... Because prior to Gundam, giant robot series weren't set in the context of war. It was exclusively the evil scientist or this thing or that thing. Gundam introduced the world to the idea of, what if
It was
militaries
a
and governments
war.
tried to use these things for war? If they're so crazy awesome, What if they tried to use it for, like, war and big-scale conflict?
I mean, why not? I mean, if you're in a war, you want to use the biggest weapon. The
Right.
biggest weapon we're currently using in anime is a giant mech.
Right, so why not use that?
That's actually a really good point. I never noticed that in Astro Boy, Mega Man,
Right.
Cyborg, 009.
Yeah, that was just
They
not...
said, you're a soldier. He was not a soldier.
Right,
He was
yeah,
a man
like-
working for a scientist.
Yeah, thematically, he may have, like, they may have said, oh, you're a soldier, but it was never in the context of war, really.
Yeah.
So Gundam introduced this idea of what if people used them for war, and...
2 minutes.
Oh, snap.
Yeah.
What if the mecha designs reflected this? What if giant robots weren't individual, unique creations that expressed originality?
Mm-hmm.
What if you have something like the Zaku? What if people literally mass-produce these just for the purpose of killing other people as a weapon of war?
Okay, which is why Zaku's really don't have that much of a gimmick,
Right.
but yet the hero ones do.
Right, exactly.
Because that's how they have to stand out.
Right, exactly. They have to be distinct as the hero because it's still got these super robot elements. But then you have these suits that are literally just like mass production. That wasn't really a thing before Gundam either.
So, as a closing thing for this,
Yes.
I do have one question.
Yep.
And don't worry, if you guys want more of this,
I can accommodate.
it's going to happen regardless if you ask for it or not.
Right.
But if you want it, feel free to post
Yep.
in comments or send us a message saying,
Right.
hey, we want more of this.
Yeah.
But what is the least super robot of all the Gundam series?
Of all of the Gundam series,
Of all the Gundam series, which is the least super robot where even the hero gets the same mech as everybody else?
that is a tough one.
Yes, it is.
The least super robot of all of the Gundam
The
series.
least super robot of all the Gundam.
There are a few Gundam series that start out like that,
Starting out is fine.
or end up like that.
Okay. So can you pick one that represents that the most?
An example, strangely enough, is kind of the original series. I don't know if it's the most most real robot of all of the Gundam
Well, I'm not
series.
saying most real robot.
Right.
Just the least super robot.
I don't know.
Okay. And that's totally fine.
Possibly Zeta Gundam. Because in Zeta Gundam, lives are treated, like, in the Gundam series, characters are known for dying off easily.
Yeah.
But in Zeta Gundam, literally by the end of the series, it's like the main character's antagonist, his rival throughout the whole series, literally just basically gets off-screened. Like, he's considered just one of the random grunts in the final battle. Like, the character has reached
Wow.
a point where, like, personal battles and conflicts and emotional struggles are not what he's concerned about. He only sees the world as, I need to end this war so that war stops and, like, people stop dying en masse like they are.
Wow. That's pretty deep
Right.
for a Gundam series.
No, that's in the original Gundam series timeline.
Uh-huh.
That's basically the conclusion all of the Gundam characters come to. All the protagonists do.
Or just like, you know, all of this emotional stuff really doesn't matter.
Right, at the end, it's like, my only goal here is to finish this war as soon as possible. If I have to get my hands dirty doing horrible things, I will do it for the sake of ending this war and preventing further loss.
Wow.
And that's, yeah,
Wow.
right.
Maybe instead of Star Wars Monday Nights, we should do Gundam Nights.
Yeah, I mean, Gundam's awesome. Zeta Gundam in particular is my favorite. So.
Alright, I think I might have to check that one out after I finish Big O finally.
Sure, yeah.
Alright, so we hope you enjoyed tonight's story time,
Yep.
wrap up,
Yeah,
and lessons.
right.
This is pretty much how Saturday is going to go from now on.
Yeah, for sure.
We just got to learn how to hone.
Right, we're gonna hone it in and make it nice and neat and pretty.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Which is something where presentation.
Oh,
Except the camera's lower, so down here. No, you're fine. It's just I'm tall.
Yeah.
Alright, so we hope you enjoyed this, and we will be back Monday for Endless Chronicles.
right.
Yeah. Where Monkey will be forced to play more of Valkyria Chronicles if he wants to or not.
Yep.
because I know I'm gonna eventually have to play a game regardless if I want to or not.
Yeah.
So we will see you all next time.
All right. Bye.